Hey family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love and Phie.Love Conversations. I hope you guys are good. Yeah. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, keep that on your side of the street, okay? Won't be acknowledged. Cool. So, family, in this video, I don't think it'll be a long one. In this video, I've been guided to get into the topic around where can we consider the sovereignty of our energy and our personal control, of our energy and our sovereignty over our energy. What do you mean, Phie? Let's talk about it. So when you think, really take the time to be quiet and think, think about your programming. Think about your insecurities. Think about all the things that can trigger you into action. Think about the things on the outside of you that grab your attention. The things on the outside of you that are a source of energy depletion, right? All the things where you've relinquished the control of your energy, where you've relinquished, or where you are not or have never been aware to consider, is this something that I'm going to give my attention and my energy to? And I mean it in the smallest and the subtlest ways. Is that a word? I hope so. But I'm sure you know what I mean, right? Who on the outside of you has control of your energy? What on the outside of you has control of your energy? What thoughts that exist and move through your mind all the time has control of your energy? What kind of things that happen inside you distract you and are able to control you and your energy? What kind of programming has caused you to, put the outside world, the demands and the energetic requests of the outside world before yourself? What is it that your energy is distributed and spread among, right? That you just give out, you just give into, you submit to, you feel obliged to the point that you don't even consider when you give that energy out, when you respond to something, when you respond to someone, when you let something distract you. You don't consider yourself. You don't consider your energy. Where are you submissive energetically and with your attention to the outside world? Where has your programming from childhood? Many people, and I can also speak as well for millennials and others too, have been programmed into kind of relinquishing the control, and the sovereignty of their energy to their parents. You've got the silly fat father who sits in the TV room and can scream your name, right? And without even considering your automatic response because of your programming, because of fear, because you've been told you respect your energy is in the power of that person's hands when they speak, right? So you get up, you jump, and when you arrive, the lazy fart has asked you just to give the remote that is 5 steps away, but has called you from the other side of a home to exert your energy in a way that he wasn't willing to, use his own, because someone has already been programmed into believing they have authority over your energy. Someone believes they're entitled to your energy, entitled to your time, entitled to your attention. And if you don't submit, if you don't oblige, if you don't respond, they're so entitled that they can throw a tantrum. And with such dynamics and relationships, like, that link into the example that I've just given, there are other factors that can also kind of make you averse to not wanting to consider yourself and your own energy, and that kind of behavior and that entitlement and submitting to that expectation and belief of somebody on the outside who believes they have authority and entitlement over your energy can carry you well into your adulthood. And it's an unconscious thing where you won't consider yourself, you won't consider your energy, and on top of it there's programming. Oh, it's your mother, oh, it's your father, oh, it's a family member, it's a sibling, it's a friend. All of these things are part of your operation in the background that have been seeded and programmed into you purposely, so that you have no authority, have no sovereignty, and no control and say over your energy. And should you refuse to respond, should you refuse to engage or give the energy out, the energy dynamic has been trained to move into a space of friction. So you become conflict averse. You give in because you want to avoid conflict. You give in because you're unaware that, you're actually giving in to somebody who's putting over, their belief in the fact that they have control over you and your energy and your life force. And you just submit to it. Why? Because you've been programmed to do that. Because you've never been taught what it means to manage yourself and your energy, and how far and how deep it can go, and how the outside world has taken complete authority over you energetically. I've said in my previous videos, someone doesn't even need to speak to express to you and for you to pick up and understand what is expected out of you. Things like an energetic request. People work on your energy before they come into your space. Once again, I have the video that talks about it in the energetic communication video that I did some time back. So, where have you relinquished your sovereignty? Where have you relinquished your control? Who on the outside of you has control over your energy? Who are you afraid of getting into conflict with? Who are you afraid of getting angry? And who knows it? Who are you afraid of having frustrated? Who are you afraid of telling them or showing them, even energetically, by just not responding? By putting the responsibility on their own energy, by not giving the attention, by energetically being strong enough to assert yourself, and training in a new energy between you and the world around you, to understand that, I have authority over my energy. I'm sovereign in my own energy. My energy will be respected. I do not have to speak. I do not have to give in. And I do not have to respond to your energetic request, or your verbal request, or physical action, or presence that demands that me or other people in the room submit and put you as priority in this space that I'm existing in. No. And you can very easily see the ones who get aggravated when such people who have authority over their own energy and control over their own energy, and who are aware of the difference between my energy and your energy, you can easily tell who starts getting agitated, who starts having an aversion to you, who starts trying to exert more power over you. who goes into tantrum, who becomes passive aggressive, who zeroes in their focus on you. But we're not aware, because if we don't recognize where we need to have our energetic boundaries and have control of our own energy and put as a priority the sovereignty of our own energy, you'll be swayed. You'll fall easily, like most of the world, into the groupthink dynamic where the group energy controls you, family energy controls you, family perspectives, all of that carries an energy and engulfs you and controls you in your action, and you don't even think twice about it. Where is your need to belong having you vulnerable and weak to managing your energy and having sovereignty over your energy? Where are the things that, addictions, all kinds of things that have the power on the outside of us, or things that we've been trained into? Where is all of that controlling you, your decisions, and your energy? Simple things. Think about when you come into certain people's space and suddenly you just feel like you need to blab out all of your business, but the person you're talking to doesn't seem to share a single thing about themselves. Why? Because maybe you are not carrying the energy of being inquisitive, an energetic request to pry, the prying energy, the wanting to know your business energy. It's very easy. Well, once you're aware, it's easy to pick up as well who around you has more of an interest in your life than you do in theirs, because you come into their space and you suddenly start to have verbal diarrhea. You're suddenly so comfortable to just blurt out all of your own personal affairs and issues, and you're here looking at the physical part of it all, and they're interested, they make you feel comfortable, but you don't even realize that their energy is naturally in your energy to investigate, to figure out what's happening in your life. And you might not carry that energy, so you've spent a whole freaking hour divulging everything about yourself that's happened over the past month, 2 or 3, that you haven't seen them. And because you don't carry maybe that energy of being inquisitive and having energetic requests to another person's energy to express everything about themselves and their lives, because naturally you might be somebody who respects people's privacy, you might be somebody who understands and respects boundaries, but not everybody that comes into your space is that way. And especially people who are entitled, who believe that they have to have control and need to know what's happening in the lives and energy of others. They put that energetic request, and if you have no boundaries and you aren't able to recognize that someone is actually pulling on your energy for you to speak, you have no defense, right? I hope what I'm saying is hitting home. I hope it's making you think a little. I hope it's making you pay mind a little to your circles. Who are you too trusting of? Who are you too open around and isn't as open with you? Or as forthcoming with you? Who, seems to put an energy across to you of having too much of an interest in your life, but they don't verbally say it, but somehow you find yourself always giving into the energy of somebody's interest in your life, to the point that you become so comfortable with them, you don't even require them to verbally ask you. Where do you have no control over your energy? And that's just one facet of it. Where do you need to recognize, but you need to have boundaries? Where do you need to pay a closer look to the energetic requirements of the people on the outside of you that you exist with? Who on the outside of you is benefiting off of your energy and not pouring back into you? Who on the outside seems to be, having an easier time in their lives off of the back of your energy and your sweat and tears? And will probably throw a tantrum or move into some sort of a narcissistic rage should anybody try and come to interrupt that. Who's able to trigger you into immediate action? Who is able to flip? One moment you don't give up, and the next moment you suddenly care. You're suddenly there. You're suddenly worried. You're suddenly feeling sorry. Who has control over your energy? Who throws tantrums? Who throws the guilt trip? Who's using children to control you? Who projects onto your energy? Who makes themselves a victim? Who's always the damsel in distress? Who recognizes that you have an open energy and an open and willing and giving energy, but recognizes that you haven't recognized that they've recognized it yet? It's another one of those multi-layered issues and topics that I definitely will get into from a different angle in the future. What is causing you to relinquish your energetic sovereignty? Is it trauma, conflict avoidance? False notions you've developed over time, false belief systems you've developed over time that, make you feel like you're obliged to just give in to something on the outside without considering yourself first, without considering your energy first. Who on the outside isn't considering your energy? Again, it might not always be somebody else on the outside. Maybe also something within you. A need for power, money, greed. All of these feelings and these urges and these things lack programming. Is all of that also controlling your energy? Can all of those things that you go through on the inside dictate where you put your energy, how you put your energy, who you engage your energy with, what you put your energy into? Something to really think about, huh? Hurt, pain. Do you give in to manipulation? Do you want to always be the one to save somebody? Do you, we're programmed to want to be heard and belong and feel important. So are those things also the things that control your energy and give people on the outside of you a one-up over you? It's a lot to think about, huh? But again, once it's one of those things, just like, awakening to our habits or whatever it is. Once we know, once we become aware, once we recognize where we've, handed our own authority over and our own sovereignty over to something else. Once we make those changes, we see the difference. We're empowered, and we're more confident. We become more confident in having control over our energy and in allowing the next person to, take on the responsibility of things that require them to utilize their own energy. So, none of us should think that we're not, that we also haven't been pulled in and made a part of the programming the systems put on us to submit to needing to be dependent on the energy of things and other people and services and all kinds of things on the outside of us. They invest a lot of money into making sure that we don't, go within, that we don't rely on our own energy, to the point that many people don't even know how to, operate themselves in a way that helps them build their own energy and conserve their own energy, take care of their energy. Something to think about, huh? So, yeah, what have you surrendered your energetic sovereignty and control to, family? Let me pull a card or two, let's see, and see what Spirit has to support our conversation, or give someone who's watching the video a nudge in a direction, right? I'm going to pull today a card from Ascended Masters deck, okay, by Doreen Virtue, and see what Spirit has to support our conversation, or anyone who's watching our video, right? Let's see. Can I have one card, Spirit, please? Thank you. So, the card is Mother, Wife, Sister, Daughter by Lady Nada. In the tarot deck, it is also the Empress card, right? And the Empress card also is a card that talks about growth, attraction, pulling things in, right? If you have control over your energy, you have control over what it is you draw into your life. Yes. We've spoken about this in the other videos too. You have no control over your energy, you're gonna just consistently draw in a whole bunch of stuff that shows, I'm not managing my energy appropriately. So let's see what the book has to say on this Empress card by Lady Nada. Mother, wife, sister, daughter. There we go. The issue that you're asking about involves a significant woman in your life, such as your mother, wife, girlfriend, sister, or daughter. I don't know, maybe people who are watching this video, a lot of them are going to have their mothers come to mind. A lot of them are going to think about how their mothers actually have a very heavy influence and control over their energy, because I think it's something we all go through. We're so tethered to the ideas of our mother and the programming around the relationship with our mother that we don't fully really take the time to dissect and recognize how much of our energetic control and sovereignty we hand over to the mother figure. Something to think about, huh? The first person who comes to mind is correct. Any unhealed feelings that you carry toward this person could be blocking or slowing the manifestation of your dreams, as well as leading to imbalances. This is a perfect time to call upon God, your guides, and angels to release any toxins associated with past or present female relationships. Also, I know with the men in today's time, it's very common all over the world. Baby mamas, you have very young and unhealed women who have children and haven't emotionally developed themselves yet, and how am I going to put this? The dynamic between them and the fathers of their children tends to be one that is a very reactive one, and one where the lack of emotional development tends to put the dynamic into one of consistent friction. And I know our baby daddies out there tend to have a really hard time with trying to keep themselves balanced because of the projection and control that the energy of baby mamas can put on a baby daddy through tantrum, through criticism, through heavy, consistent entitlement and demand. It's something we see all too common, and I think also just an area where a lot of healing needs to be done. Women and men need to pay a little bit more attention to where they are in their lives and what exactly they end up subjecting their children to and having to put their kids through because of maybe a lack of emotional and mental development. Again, I hope I'm not rubbing anybody the wrong way. It is just an observation, right? So in that regard as well, is another one where you can recognize that your energy is being controlled, and you can take the control back of your energy and not give in to heavy energetic demands that come from people, things, expectations of people, and entitlement of people on the outside. I don't know why I'm feeling to sort of speak more on that, but I guess it's a point to think about, right? This process opens the way for healthy relationships with women, including your own feminine energy. Additional meanings for this card. Balance your masculine and feminine energy by practicing giving and receiving on a daily basis. Be willing to forgive a woman in your life who seems to have hurt you. A female deceased loved one is saying, "I love you," from heaven. A new relationship with a woman will prove to be very significant. That was nice. So, yeah, I hope that, it's resonated. Let's pull one more card. I think we'll pull from the Miracle cards by Marianne Williamson, okay? And see what Spirit has to provide us with a message over here, or a nudge in a specific direction that supports our conversation, right? Okay, two cards came, so I don't know why I feel like this baby mama story is really, Spirit's trying to make a point here. Anyway, it's releasing anger, because as well, when you have a lot of built up anger towards somebody, that individual has control over your energy. Whatever they do, whatever they feel, whatever they say, whatever they project energetically can trigger you. That's someone having control over your energy. You need to forgive and release the anger. Okay, that's one of those things where they say forgiveness is for you, right? Because once you release it, you drop an energy, and that person, whatever they go through, can't energetically connect and resonate with you anymore. You've risen above it. You don't resonate on that frequency of theirs, or on the frequency of an issue that might have angered you in the past. So the card says, before we express our anger to others, it is best to express our anger as well as our pain to God. Journal, write it down, get it out, release the energy. He can handle it. Anger projected onto others just disempowers us. Anger surrendered to God transforms us. Okay? So don't let things that upset you and anger you give anyone else the power over your energy. Wusa. Just let it be what it is. Let it be where it is, and don't amplify energy. And don't amplify anger energy, where you know that putting your energy into it isn't going to go, it's not going to get you anywhere. Okay? Break the cycle. Break the energy that's been trained into a dynamic between you two. Why am I saying you two? Between whose energy am I tapping into? Just break the cycle. Okay. Last card we have is relationships. Okay, let's see what the card has to say. As temples of healing, relationships are like a trip to the divine physician's office. How can a doctor help us unless we show him our wounds? Our neurotic patterns must be revealed before they can be healed. That is what makes the wounds of love, though deeply painful, part of our journey to God, right? So, yeah, don't be afraid to look at where you've been hurt. I know we tend to want to just, we feel the discomfort, or maybe spirit trying to bring it up to our attention, and we immediately go and find a way to either soothe the discomfort, or to go and pacify it, or block it, or whatever it is. We go and watch TV, we go and grab a drink, we grab a blunt, start smoking a cigarette, put the music on really loud, start chatting and engaging with a whole bunch of other people who have issues too, and start, distributing our energy and putting our energy into the hands. Yeah, I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, okay? The video is getting a little long now. So, family, I really hope that this video has resonated and gotten you thinking. And, I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye.